stars, can you hear me? I need a little thumbs up if you can hear me. All good, let's go. I would say hello ACM, but I'm just gonna say hello rock stars because this is our convention. How about that, guys? I don't know if there's any other team in all of ACN like the Rockstar team, because I don't know that there is another team having a convention right now. I don't know about you, but I think the Lord blessed us plenty. I feel incredibly grateful to be with you guys here today. I took a look at ACN about 11 years ago. I personally had absolutely no business being in business, if you know what I mean. I don't know how many of you feel like I do, but a lot of you come from the business world, and I hear all the really successful people. I just was a really good worker. My parents said, get good grades, get a good job. I did exactly that. And 23 years later, I was still in my good job, and it was getting better and better and better, which all that it meant is I was working more and more and more hours. I don't know how anybody else feels the same way that I did, but I knew that there had to be a way out. I just did not know what that way out would look for me, because I didn't have any time, and I certainly had no knowledge. And so when I took a look at ACN, I fell in love with the people first, and then I fell in love with what it did for people. And then I took a deeper look. And when I took a deeper look, I wanted to do it, but there were two things that were stopping me. And one was my lack of time. I was working literally 15-hour days, and that sometimes counted the weekends. And then also I had no knowledge on anything like this. I've never done anything like this before, but when I came to a convention and I saw the training and I saw the simplicity, I saw that I could do it. So my job with you guys today is just to show you, how to acquire customers. Everything falls back into customer acquisition. Why? The only two money-making activities in ACN, either you're getting a customer or somebody else in your team is getting a customer. If today you didn't get a customer or somebody else in your team didn't get a customer, today we did not make money. We had fun, we learned, we moved forward, but we didn't generate income. So my job is not only to teach you how to acquire customers, but how to acquire customers for life. So let's take a look at the first thing in ACN. When you just come in, and what do? A lot of you just got in. So you just came into ACN, your job is to open the compensation plan. What do I mean by that? If you don't acquire a handful of customers, you're never going to generate income in ACN. So what opens the compensation plan is called CQ. That stands for customer acquisition. So what is CQ? That means you with 3 services, and those 3 services add up to 7 points. Now, that is going to pay you your very first check. That is going to be $100. Now, the greatest part about it is only 3 services. Now, a service is not a person, it's just a bill. Does it have to be your service? Doesn't have to be your first service, but it can be. Now, how do you make 200 instead of 100 on the first 30 days? Go ahead and get another 2 services. What's that going to total? Let's add. 3 plus 2, I feel like I'm with my son all over again at home. That's 5, right? So that's 5 services. 5 services with 10 points pays you another $100. That's how you make your first $200 in the first 30 days. You 3 services, you 2 services, that's 5 services. Now, again, don't have to be your services, but if it can be your services, how much easier is that? Now, if you have your phones handy, take a screenshot of this. This is in your compensation plan. You truly don't need this, but this is a great way for you to have a little cheat sheet on how many points each one of our services has. Of course, points matter. So the more points you have, the more residual you make. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, so to sum up what Tony Kupis told you earlier today, what is your very quick start bonus in the first 30 days? You come in, how many services? 5 services. That's going to pay you what? $200. That's fantastic, but it doesn't end there. What do we do after? We do a Zoom meeting or a home meeting, and what do we get on that Zoom meeting? People come take a look at it. Some people will say no. Great, they can become customers. The yeses, there you have it. First yes, what do we want to do with them? How many services we want to help them? Get 5 services. The next person, 5 services. So can you just go ahead and get 5 services and 2 with 5? This is how you remember. It's you with 5, 2 with 5, you with 5, 2 with 5. That's all you have to remember, because that's going to pay you another $400, promote you to what we call executive team leader, and now you just made $600. Now, this is your story. People are going to come and ask you, how much money have you made? Can you make any money here? Now, when you can say, hey, in my first week, in my first 2 weeks, in my first 3 weeks, I made $600. Can you agree that's a story? So that's your story. So you have to build your own story. Now, when I realized this, the simplicity of this business, I realized that long-term success in ACN didn't mean me doing a lot. It just meant a lot of us doing a little bit. And when I realized this, my fear of not having time left me. Now, the next presenter, Mike Macer, is going to teach you how to invite. So park that thought on how to invite there. My job is to help you acquire those first customers. Now, one thing that I totally fell in love with in ACN is that there is a Napoleon Hill phrase that says it better than me. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others succeed. See, if I go out and get 5 services, I get paid on 5. I help you get 5 services. You got paid, but now we get paid on 10. Now together we go help the next person get 5 services. Now we get paid on 15, and we help the next person get 5 services. And then you turn around, and years later, you exponentially grew to thousands of customers, and that builds a legacy of residual income. And we're not here for a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. That is going to pay you while you build a legacy of residual income for your family. When I understood this, guys, I loved it, because along the way, I was able to meet amazing people like Tom Barr, and he was in the oil business and was able to leave the oil business. And together we went to help Dr. Randy. You're going to hear her later get promoted. What an amazing human being she is. She's a naturopathic doctor. I mean, one of the best out there, completely sick nationwide and internationally. And she came here to help a lot of her patients. And then she realized she could help a lot of other people. And through Dr. Randy, I met Kelby. You met him earlier today, right? What a great individual with his wife, Maddie, collectively helping helped 100 people in about 60 days, guys. Imagine the opportunity to do so. And then I met LaDon McPike over in Vegas. And then together we met people, and then we met Carlos Kalman, who's seated on the other room right now with a bunch of people that drove all the way from here, flew all the way from here, from other places to here, to be collectively here today to do something significant based on who Carlos and Christine are. So Carlos is a multiple business owner. Christine just won the Dove Awards. For those of you that don't know what that is the Grammys for gospel music. That is the type of caliber people that are seeing what we're seeing, and that collectively we just want to help a lot of people, guys. And that's all that this is. Now, where do the customers come from? The first one is the no's from your Zoom meetings. Learn to love your no's, because every single no can become a customer. Look, this may not be for you, but hey, you can still become a customer, because you agree that every single person that comes to take a look at your meeting, turn their lights on, navigates on the internet, probably doesn't have healthcare, they definitely talk on the phone. So can you agree that these are things that they're already paying? Every no from your meeting, if they become at least one service, don't try to get 10 services from each person and then get discouraged. If every no is one service, you're doing great, because you're going to get a lot of no's. And that way you're going to love your no's. Then the people you do business with. Look, my nail salon guy, he became my impact customer. When the nail salon closed about a month ago, I said, look, Alex, this is not your nail salon, right? No. Okay. Do you want to come do my nails at home? Because look, I'm loyal to you, not loyal to that nail salon. I'm loyal to you. You are my customer. He said, absolutely, I would love that. Now he comes to my house, brings his daughter, does my nails. Guess what? I'm paying with impact money. Can you agree with that? And then, of course, your friends and family, my cousin Veronica didn't have a chance. I just called her and said, hey, Ronnie, I need a huge favor. And that's the end of it. And she said, anything for you. Guess what? Because she's my cousin. And then this leads me to the next person. It's you. Look, people ask me, Alejandra, do I have to become my own customer? I'm going to give you the short answer. You don't. You don't. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do here. Isn't that great? We don't have bosses here. You will not catch me dead trying to tell somebody in my team what to do. I may advise you on what to do, but I will never force you to tell you what to do. But this is what I tell you. You just bought a business. And I know it doesn't feel like it because you just paid $299 for your business, but you bought a business. And if you don't treat it like a business, is not going to treat you back like a business. And see, how do you take the fear of selling away? See, my mentor, Mike Macer, told me, Alejandra, when you have the service, you start selling and you start sharing. That squashed my second fear, because I had never even sold Girl Scouts cookies. Nothing. So to me, the concept of selling something paralyzed me. And some of you are great at it. I wasn't. But how about I can share with somebody how something worked for me? You'll train yourself. It'll teach you how the customer works, how the inputting of the customer is, how the service works. It'll build you belief in your service. You will never get a Flash customer because you never heard of Flash phone. But as soon as you use Flash and you realize it just cost you a tons less than T-Mobile did, but it worked the same and you have better customer service, you'll tell everybody because now you're the customer. But if you are not, you'll never be able to tell a friend, honestly, I love this service. Also, how long are you going to pay for the services? I don't want to depress you here today, but how about forever? So doesn't it make sense that you get a residual income on something that you are going to get paid forever? Now, if you had a gas station, would you pump gas at your house? If you were a realtor, would you sell your own home? Yes, because you consider that your business. And last but not least, guys, we are leaders here, not bosses. This is how leaders lead. They lead from the front. They tell others what to do based on what they're doing because they can show other people, what to do. Now, look, if you don't have customers today, and a lot of you may be sitting looking at this and saying, look, I don't have any customers. There's only two reasons. The first one, I'm just going to point the obvious. You just didn't ask. How many people you start going through your head right now and thinking, no, I didn't. No, I didn't ask that person either. No, I didn't ask that, right? We just didn't ask. Or two, maybe you asked, but you used the wrong approach. See, words matter. We communicate with words. Words build. And so it matters what you say. And while many things, could work, some things work more than others because people are emotional creatures and not technical creatures. You have never talked about a rate on a bill, but suddenly you came on an energy bill, but suddenly you came into ACN and you want to become an energy rate expert. Look, your customers never looked at the rate either. People are emotional creatures. How do I know this? Ladies, have you ever gone through the TJ Maxx aisle and then you just see all the stuff that you don't need, but you start putting in your cart because it emotionally reminded you of somebody? Or that mug that my friend Andrea sent me that says best friends and has our faces? She didn't say Alejandra, doesn't have any coffee mugs at her house. She probably could have bought me a mug at the dollar store for $1, but she probably overpaid for that mug because it has our faces in it and is emotional. And the lady that sold her that mug knows that she's appealing to the emotional side, and that's why she can overcharge for that mug. Everybody follow me. And guys, don't start laughing at the girls, because let me tell you this, I can go through your garages and show you a couple of emotional purchases as well. Okay, so all of us are the same way, and none of us like to be sold. So while a lot of things work, some things work better than others. And not only that, the key to our business is duplication, is keep it simple. The simpler you keep it, the faster you can duplicate. So this approach that I'm going to teach you today not only appeals to the emotional side of people, which works better, but it's also simple and easy to duplicate. And it's called the favor, why, help, try. And if you are taking notes, write these 4 words: favor, why, help, try. And it looks something like this. Can you do me a huge favor? This is why I need it. I want to retire from corporate. I want to be home with my kids. I need to help my mom. I can't pay for my daughter's wedding. Whatever is it that you're doing this business for, can you help me out and try one of these services? Look, I thought that I didn't need this. I started my business and Tony Kupis taught me this at a convention, and I said, great, not for me. And I went on to my friend Sarah. We lived together for 4 years, one of my closest friends. And I said, Sarah, listen, the rate in Pico, she lives in Philly, it's incredibly low. And so you're gonna save money. What do you think she said? Absolutely, sign me up. So I signed her up for Zoom Energy. I said, I told you guys I didn't need this favor approach. A year later, I see that customer purging, canceling. And I called her and I said, Sarah, look, I think something's wrong. The customer is purging. You know what she said? I canceled it. I said, why? Well, I found a rate that was a cent cheaper. I'm like, Sarah, a cent. You have an apartment. You know how much that would have changed your bill? Like maybe $3 most. She said, well, yeah, but it was cheaper. And I said, but that meant the world to me. She said, you never told me that. Whose fault is it? Is it Sarah's or is it mine? Now, a year later, we had to wait another year. When that contract expired, she became my customer. She's been my customer for 9 years. We never spoke about it again. Why? Because now she knows how much that means to me. See, people love to do favors. How many of you love to do favors? How many of you feel great about doing a favor to someone? Why are you taking the blessing away from them? Look, most people prefer doing a favor over asking one. So if you're seated and comfortable with what I'm teaching you, that is normal, but normal won't pay you money. What doesn't challenge you doesn't change you. So you gotta challenge yourself to do the things that you normally wouldn't do. Because who cares if you feel vulnerable? Get over it. Who cares if you feel rejected? Get over it. You'll be fine, I promise you. Let me tell you no right now. No. How many of you dropped dead? None of you. See, the no's will build you. The yeses will build your business, and the no's will build you. And you need to be built to a next level if you want to make next level income. Now, let's take a look at the next slide together, and I'm going to give you 4 tips for success. The first one, set the stage. Allow people to prepare. Don't like, hey, I need a favor. No. Can I ask you for a huge favor? Wait. They're going to tell you no. They're not going to say that. Or they're going to tell you, what do you need? Or like my cousin, yeah, whatever you need, amen. What do you need? Right? Let them prepare for the fact that you're going to, and now it's their idea that it's okay. Allow them to put that wall down. Then give a reason why. See, Xerox did a study. Sorry, no, it wasn't Xerox. It was at Harvard, 1974, a long time ago. Did a study, and they did a study with Xerox machines. And the study did, like, when somebody was making a line and it was very long line, and she would like stand in the very line of the copy machine and said, hey, may I skip the line? Guess how many people let them skip the line? 60% of people, just by asking, may I skip the line? Then she said, may I skip the line because I am in a rush? 93% of people let her skip the line. It increased from 60 to 93. But then she went a step further. This was a psychologist. And she did, may I skip the line because I have to make copies? How many people had to make copies in that line? Everybody. You know what? 93% of people also let her skip the line. What does that tell you? It doesn't matter the why. But if you give the reason why, you will have more success with it. Provide an escape. Look, you may not want to do this, but it's okay. It would mean the world to me if you do, but if you don't, that's all right. And then ask in person. It's much more difficult for a person to tell you no in person. So everybody take your phones out. I want you to take a screenshot of this real quick. Can you do me a huge favor? Wait for the reply. I'm working with a company that offers essential services. The reason why I'm asking is because I want to retire from corporate, be home with my kids. All I need is a few more customers by Friday. Tell them by when. If you can find something you're already paying for or that you want for the same or better price than what you're currently paying, would you help me out? Try my services. If you can't, I would understand, but it would mean the world if you could. That is it. That will take the awkwardness away for you and them. And that's it. Now, guys, just like Mike just told you, you're sorting, you're not selling. Yes, questions, no's. That's it. Yes, questions, be specific. Tell them by when you want it. Learn 1 or 2 services that you get comfortable with and you can offer that, or use your uplines. Hey, I just got started, but let me put Alejandra, Melissa, Jeff on the phone so that they can actually explain this a little bit better. Hey, hi, we're here to help you. People tell me, Alejandra, I don't call you because I know you're busy. I don't want to bother you. It bothers me when you don't call me. It does. I want to work with you. I want this to work for you. And then the no's, thank them and move on. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Just next. That is it. And guys, I'm going to leave you with this quote. A ship is always safe at the shore, but a boat is never safe on the water. but that's not what it's built for. Here's your call to action. 5 services with 10 points, even if you have them already, using the favor approach. Tell me how it goes. But this is what I'm going to leave you with. If you don't do it, the no's become maybes. The laters become maybes. And those maybes becomes never. If not, ask your diet or the time alone with God or the gym or all those things that you say tomorrow, and then we never do it. The answer to every single one of your dreams is no, if you don't get out there and do it. And last but not least, your chance to being born today, your chance for God putting you on earth today is 1 in 400 trillion. 1 in 400 trillion. So do you think that it was easy for you to be on earth? 1 in 400 trillion odds of you being born. That means that you have a better luck at being the president, winning the lottery twice, or being struck by lightning. Look, God did not put you on earth for you to just be average. God didn't put you on earth for you to be scared of things. Fear comes from the enemy. So pray that away and go be the great person that God intended you and created you to be, so that your life marks others' lives, so that your life is the light and the salt for the earth that He has called us to be, to tell other people behind you, if I did it, you can do it too. I will see you in Dallas, guys.